I'm delighted to announce today that the British Library is entering a partnership with Brightsolid to digitise from the British Library's collection some 40 million pages from our newspaper collection. The British Library's got one of the greatest collections of newspapers in the world, and they range from local newspapers, regional, nationals and indeed international titles. So that means, you know, given that they're the first draft of history, they cover the world through 3 centuries. So anything ranging from the abolition of slavery, the Boer War, the suffragette movement, right through to the minutiae of individuals' lives, indeed from birth right through to death.
The entire newspaper collection, periodical and journal collection of the British Library is one of the biggest single archives of historical data in the world, and the fact that we're able to announce today that Brightsolid has the ability to go in and digitise millions of pages of that archive, I think is just tremendous for us.
If you think about the situation now, you either have print copies or you have a substitute for print copy in microfilm. So you have to come to a physical building to use that material, and microform is not the easiest. Very hard to find things and not a very sophisticated search. Digitisation of newspapers, of course, makes them much more easily findable. You can search on words, on word combination, and of course you can search online anywhere in the world.
In this project, all the newspapers, periodicals and journals will be indexed, and OCR will use optical character recognition to turn those into computer searchable text. So that means if a person wanted to look up a name anywhere in the entire archive of the digitised content, they can do it by name. They could, any search term, just as if you were using a search engine on the internet today, you'll be able to search right into this whole collection, and when you find a term or a result, you'll be able to actually pull back an image of the original newspaper or magazine, whatever the original the document was.
The British Library is particularly pleased to be partnering with Brightsolid for several reasons. We went through a competitive procurement process, and Brightsolid came out on top. They have tremendous technical expertise and experience in very high quality digitisation through their work on the 1911 census. They're also willing and able to put up the financial investment and take all the risk around that. And obviously in this time of sort of tight public sector finances, what it means for the British Library is that we can achieve a major objective without any direct cost on the public purse.
We have got the skill set to actually acquire and digitise these documents, which is an incredibly skilled part of the business, but then also we know how to open up access to that globally. So those combination of things, I think, makes Brightsolid stand out. And you know, it's wonderful to be a British company who have lineage and ownership within the newspaper publishing industry, being part of this incredibly exciting project. Brightsolid feels incredibly fortunate to have ended up as the chosen partner for the British Library. The British Library have chosen us as a partner for very good reasons. I mean, we have established ourselves in the past few years as one of the premier players in the industry for data archive and preservation, evidenced by our work with the National Archive in Kew, most recently the 1911 census and the Chelsea pensioner records there. So we're very good at that, but also in how we publish to the consumer through things like findmypast.co.uk, and also a recent acquisition of Jeans Reunited and indeed Friends Reunited as well.
The partnership is really quite novel. It's bringing together the best of the public sector and the best of the private sector. We've got the great collections. Brightsolid are bringing their expertise and importantly bringing the financial investment and taking the commercial risk. So it's a win-win. It's also innovative because of the enormity of the digital service that it's going to provide. And it's all, of course, going to benefit the public and the researcher.